In the Zone by Chaffin. Rather than following the cliche attitude of stating my writing is deficient, or, for lack of a better word, garbage, I like to think my ability to write is pretty fine. You may see this statement as arrogant, or even cocky, but I like to view it as a proclamation of my confidence. Starting on a paper with the introduction of one doubting themselves does not exactly sell like hotcakes, or give me the desire to continue reading. Think about it. Would saying my writing is terrible make you want to continue on through my essay? Or what if I told you it was similar to the sensation of seeing live dinosaurs? Weird comparison, I know, but seriously, give it a thought on what brings the bacon home. Back to what I was saying. I am confident in my writing, for it's original among others. Relating off this remarkable statement, I believe it's my responsibility to share my theme with my audience. Leadership and confidence. Who would have thought, right? This semester has taught me a lot about myself, especially on my aspiration to join the Air Force right out of college. Sailing into the blue yonder is not the only path self-assurance has led me on. Each prompt I posed in class gave me the freedom to choose my own set of poems and or stories to interpret and manipulate into my own meaning. I was certain in my decisions, and my grades reflected them. My growing in strength and determination has proven to be my sword and shield, and I plan on carrying that throughout the rest of my life. Here's another analogy to ponder on. If Waffle House decided to stop its 24-hour service, the world would self-destruct. In comparison, without my leadership skills, it would never be sunny in Philadelphia. Now, before I continue on to describe my work in this portfolio, let me make it clear that I'm not someone who lacked confidence completely and gained it all at once, similar to how Steve Rogers became Captain America. I'm just stating ROTC provided me with military bearing, and I incorporated that into my writing. How, you may ask? It first started when the class was assigned paper 1. Having the option to select my own poem to interpret, I chose my favorite, I Have a Rendezvous with Death, by Alan Seeger. It details a soldier's acceptance of death in World War I after facing multiple levels of shock. My paper, What Is There to Fear But Fear Itself, relates my portfolios by how it demonstrates one's willingness to follow in the footsteps he places before himself. Rather than selecting one of the poems to read in class, I went my own direction, a certification of who I am and who I am becoming. My second paper, The Stress of Motherhood, depicts the journey of two girls declaring their character and individuality. At first, I was not too sure on how to approach this prompt. Seeing how I did not enjoy any of the short stories discussed in class, I chose an outside source just as last time. Although I did this quite randomly to get by with the essay at the time, I did not realize each short story selected mimicked me in a discreet way. Just as the two daughters proclaim their self-identity, I'm asserting myself more as a leader than I ever was in high school. With each step I take in affirming who I desire to be, I acquired confidence and leadership, two qualities I will never forget. Change is a constant occurrence that takes place in all of us. What better way to symbolize this than the revision exhibits? My peer revision exhibit focuses on the most important part of the paper for me, the introduction. I selected 3 introduction paragraphs originating from the first and second papers. Beyond the simple grammatical errors, I aim to point out improvements in the thesis and transitions that could be made into the final version. Changing faults into perfection allows the author to strengthen their writing. As for my own revision, I picked my first paper. Going along with my previous statement, I chose the introduction to display the maturity in my writing over time. Similar to my writing, my confidence and leadership takes time to mold and improves upon each obstacle I face. With each essay and exhibit examined, the wild card is all that is left. I leave it last for the video that represents my biggest accomplishment this semester, affiliation with the Arnold Air Society. The society is part of the Air Force Association, in which candidates undergo 9 to 12 weeks of training. In this period, my flightmates and I were subject to encounter impediments that tested our courage, teamwork, and leadership. The video presents a slideshow of pictures to capture our long and difficult journey. This initiation has transformed me into a more confident and assertive individual, and the slideshow illustrates this. Now that I have introduced all elements of my portfolio, I hope you can gain upon them just as I have. I still have a long ways to go, but soon enough, I'll be the next Tom Cruise in the air. Confidence and leadership are qualities I admire, and will continue to build upon them until I eventually become a superhero. Soon enough, you will see me on the news, roundhouse kicking a troubled individual attempting to steal a car. No big deal.